The human body is a masterpiece of engineering, a living, breathing structure composed of trillions of cells working in perfect harmony. Each system plays its part, from the skeletal framework that support us to the muscles that power our every move, and the organs that sustain life. But at the heart of it all lies the most complex and fascinating component, the brain.
Within each of us lies a universe of complexity, a 3-pound organ that defines who we are. The human brain isn't just a biological wonder, it's the command center behind every thought, movement and emotion. But how does it really work? How it is designed to face the challenges of daily life while unlocking the mysteries of imagination and creativity? Join me as we take a deep dive into the inner workings of your brain, exploring the intricate regions, networks and connections that make you who you are. This journey will reveal fascinating insights and reshape the way you understand your own mind.
At first glance, the brain seems like a single organ, but it's actually divided into two hemispheres, left and right. While they look nearly identical, these halves specialize in different tasks. The left hemisphere is often associated with logic, language, and analytical thinking. It's the side you rely on when solving puzzles or organizing a to-do list. On the other hand, the right hemisphere excels in creativity, emotions, and spatial awareness, giving you the ability to appreciate art or find your way home without a map.
But do you want to know what is truly fascinating? It's how these hemispheres communicate. So if you truly want to understand how communication works between the hemispheres, we have to start with the fundamental unit of communication in the brain, the neuron.
Your brain is powered by 86 billion neurons, each connected to thousands of others. If one hemisphere wants to communicate with the other, commissural neurons send signals through specialized axons. These axons must cross a structure called the corpus callosum, which acts as a bridge between the hemispheres. Sitting deep within the cerebrum, the corpus callosum is composed of approximately 300 million nerve fibers and stretches about 10 cm in length.
It plays a crucial role in integrating sensory, motor and cognitive function, ensuring that both hemispheres share information efficiently. Without it, the brain's halves will struggle to coordinate, potentially leading to disruptions in movement, perception and problem-solving skills.
Interestingly, this neural bridge is not just a simple connection. It is divided into four main regions. The rostrum and genu, toward the front, connect the frontal lobes, aiding in decision-making and problem-solving. The body, trunk, links the parietal lobes, helping integrate sensory information and spatial awareness. The splenium, the posterior part, connects the occipital lobes, playing a key role in visual processing. This incredible structure is more than just a neural bridge. It is the lifeline of interhemispheric communication, shaping the way we think, move, and experience the world.
And here is an intriguing twist. In rare cases where the corpus callosum is damaged, a phenomenon known as a split brain syndrome occurs. In this condition, the two halves of the brainstem operate almost independently.
A famous experiment by neuroscientist Dr. Roger Sperry, who won a Nobel Prize for his work on split brain research, demonstrated this phenomenon. In one case, a split brain patient was shown an image of spoon in the left visual field, which is processed by the right hemisphere. When asked to say what they saw, they couldn't, because the left hemisphere, which controls language, did not receive the information. However, when asked to pick up the object with their left hand, they correctly chose the spoon.
These remarkable cases highlight how the right hemisphere can recognize objects, even if it cannot verbalize them, proving that each side of the brain has distinct functions. Now that we have seen the big picture, let's zoom into cerebral cortex,
the brain's outer layer, and explore its four distinct lobes. Each lobe has a specialized function, and together they create the foundation for your thoughts, action, and personality. First up, the frontal lobe, your brain's command center. Think of it as your personal CEO, making executive decisions, solving problems, and planning ahead. Whether you are choosing a career path or just debating what to eat for lunch, this powerhouse is hard at work, weighing your options and guiding your choices.
But that's not all. It's also your body's control panel for movement, thanks to the motor cortex.
Every time you wave hello, type a message, or take a step, this region is calling the shots. The motor cortex is divided into three sections: the primary motor cortex, premotor cortex, and supplementary motor area.
And here's where it gets even more fascinating. Frontal lobe is placed where your personality lives. The way you think, act, and respond to the world, the frontal lobe plays a huge role in shaping that. It's not just about movement and decisions, it's about you. And now imagine walking through a crowded room, effortlessly waving through people, holding a coffee in one hand and texting with the other, all without even looking at your fingers. That's your parietal lobe in action, often overshadowed by the frontal lobe's problem-solving skills or the temporal lobe's memory magic. The parietal lobe is the unsung hero that makes everyday life feel effortless.
The parietal lobe sitting at the top and back of your head, just behind the frontal lobe. Though it might not get as much attention as the frontal or temporal lobes, it plays a critical role in processing sensory information, spatial awareness, and coordination. Without it, everyday tasks like picking up objects, reading, or even knowing where your body is in space would be incredibly difficult.
I have a question for you. Did you know that your eyes alone don't actually see? If you did, then you already know what I'm about to talk about. The real magic happens in your brain's ultimate visual processor, the smallest but extremely important lobe.
The occipital lobe, located at the back of your brain, is the main area responsible for vision. Your eyes capture light and send raw data to the brain, but it's the occipital lobe that transforms blurry signals into sharp, meaningful images. The Man Who Mistook His Wife for a Hat is a fascinating book by Dr. Oliver Sacks, a neurologist known for his deep and humanistic approach to understanding the brain.
The book, published in 1985, is a collection of real-life case studies of patients with unique and often bizarre neurological disorders. The title story is about Dr. P, a music professor with an unusual condition called visual agnosia, a disorder where a person loses the ability to recognize objects, faces, or even their own body parts. Dr. P could see perfectly fine, but he couldn't process what he was looking at. He could describe an object shape, color, and details, but had no idea what it was unless he used other senses, like touch. For example, he could recognize people only by their voices, not their faces. In one case, he mistook his wife's head for his hat, trying to lift it off her shoulders and put it on his head.
Dr. P had damage to his temporal and occipital lobes, particularly in the areas responsible for visual recognition, the fusiform gyrus. This meant his eyes worked fine, but his brain couldn't interpret what they saw. The temporal lobe is like your brain's data storage and sound engineer all in one, located on the sides of your brain, right behind your temples. It plays a crucial role in hearing, memory, language, and emotional processing. Without it, recognizing voice, understanding speech, or even recalling past experiences would be nearly impossible. Hypothalamus, thalamus, hippocampus, amygdala, cingulate gyrus. At the brain's core, your emotional powerhouse. They shape your emotions, memories, and instincts.
Imagine stepping into a vast control room where this primal mind, your limbic system, is carefully regulated. But here's something interesting. Not every source includes all of these structures in the limbic system. Some focus only on the amygdala, hippocampus, and cingulate gyrus, leaving out the thalamus and hypothalamus. Why? Because while the hypothalamus plays a major role in emotion and survival instincts, it's also deeply connected to the endocrine system, regulating hormones and bodily functions. The thalamus, on the other hand, is a relay station for sensory information, interacting with many brain regions beyond the limbic system. But in reality, these structures don't work in isolations. Together, they form the network that regulates our emotions, memories, and primal responses.
The amygdala, your fear and emotion center, is a small almond-shaped structure in the brain that plays a key role in processing emotions, especially fear and pleasure. It helps detect threats and triggers the body's fight or flight response, preparing us to react quickly.
Additionally, the amygdala is involved in forming emotional memories, working closely with the hippocampus to make emotionally charged experiences more memorable. Its role in emotional regulation makes the amygdala critical for both survival and social behavior.
The hippocampus is a seahorse-shaped structure located deep in the brain's temporal lobe, is involved in memory formation and learning. It helps convert short-term memories into long-term ones and is essential for spatial navigation. Working closely with the amygdala, the hippocampus ensures that emotionally significant experiences are stored effectively.
Damage to the hippocampus can lead to memory loss and difficulty forming new memories, as seen in conditions like Alzheimer's disease.
The hypothalamus is a small but powerful structure located at the base of the brain, just above the brainstem. It plays a crucial role in maintaining homeostasis, or the body's internal balance, by regulating essential functions such as temperature, hunger, thirst, sleep, and heart rate.
Right now, your brain is processing countless sensations, but you're only aware of few. Ever wonder why? That's the work of your thalamus.
The thalamus is a small, egg-shaped structure, acting like a gatekeeper. It decides what deserves your attention and what gets ignored. The warmth of sunlight on your skin, the sounds of your name in a noisy room. It filters and prioritizes everything.
But the thalamus isn't just about senses. It also influences memory and emotion, quietly shaping how you experience the world every second. But once those emotions are triggered, what happens next?
That's where the cingulate gyrus steps in. Think of it as the bridge between thoughts and feelings, helping you process emotions, make decisions, and respond to challenges. It plays a role in everything from shifting focus when plans change to managing emotional reactions like frustration or empathy. Without it, navigating the ups and downs of daily life would feel nearly impossible.
And yet, none of this would matter if your body couldn't respond.
That's where the brainstem takes control. While the limbic system fuels your emotions and thoughts, the brainstem keeps you alive, regulating your heartbeat, breathing, and digestion without you even noticing. It's the ultimate autopilot controlling the body's most fundamental processes. While other parts of the brain handle emotions, thoughts, and memories, the brainstem works with quite precision, maintaining balance so you can simply exist. Every conscious experience you have depends on this silent 5 to 7 centimeter long tireless structure working in the background.
So if the brainstem is responsible for keeping us breathing, what happens when we push it to its limits? When the body is about to shut down? This is where things take a fascinating turn.
Dr. Kevin Fong is a remarkable figure because he bridges medicine, space, and extreme physiology. He's an aerospace physiologist, emergency medicine doctor, BBC science broadcaster, and author of the book Extremes: Life, Death, and the Limits of the Human Body. He has studied how the human body responds to extreme conditions, including spaceflight, high-altitude exposure, and rapid acceleration.
Dr. Fong has discussed how G-force induce loss of consciousness in fighter pilots can cause experiences strikingly similar to near-death experiences. When fighter pilots undergo extreme G-forces, their blood is pulled away from the brain, leading to temporary oxygen deprivation. This momentary lack of oxygen can cause floating sensations, tunnels of light, even out-of-body perceptions, similar to those who have faced near-death experiences. This suggests that what many describe as a spiritual journey might actually be the brainstem's desperate attempt to keep consciousness intact.
I'm sure everyone recognizes this figure, Albert Einstein, known for his brilliant mind. His ideas shaped our understanding of the universe. A study of Einstein's brain conducted by neuroscientists after his death revealed something unusual. One part of his brain was relatively larger and more developed than in a typical brain. The cerebellum, often called the little brain, sits at the back of your head, just below the cerebrum. Though it makes up only about 10% of the brain's volume, it contains more than half of the brain's neurons. While traditionally associated with the coordination, precision, and balance, groundbreaking research suggests its role goes far beyond movement. The brain is more than just an organ. It's a masterpiece, a symphony of biology and electricity in perfect harmony. Every region and structure plays a role in shaping who you are. From sensing danger to creating art, the brain's intricate design unlocks the extraordinary.
Take care of it, challenge it with new ideas, rest it when it's tired, and appreciate its remarkable abilities. The more you nurture your brain, the more it can achieve.